This is the Deizil interview, staging for the Deizil interview. This is going to be our first interview. 5 feet away from him.
Top-notch charge, for real. That's what means. Yeah. Alright. Go dummy.
Alright, welcome back to Goldies Room. You know where the music is hot and the vibe is chill. I'm your host, Ruby, and that guy's cooler than yo, baby daddy. And today, we're interviewing Deizil, man.
Oh, me? What's up with it?
Yo, it's the first time. You're very elusive, man. We had a couple miscommunications, incidents.
No, we didn't.
I mean, we almost had a couple other interviews, but we didn't have them. But now we're finally down.
Now we got it going. I don't look at it like that. I look at it more like, am I looking at you or am I looking at the camera?
You look at both either one.
Okay, yeah, I look at it more as like we both kind of have to fill each other out. You know what I'm saying? Everybody talk that game, but so far, you know what I'm saying, you've been holding your end, I've been holding my weight, and here we are today. You can't rush art, so yeah.
So where we want to start at, man? Where are you from, first off?
St. Louis, Missouri. I grew up in St. Louis.
Yeah?
I'm not from Alton. Oh, I also brought these because I knew this light was going to be in my face.
About the sun of shade,
Something like that.
Okay, Mr. Professional.
Yeah, right, that light is right there.
So you say you're from St. Louis, right?
From St. Louis.
See, I actually know a couple of your homies, the Hamiltons and whatnot, like Monte and Cam Hamilton and all them.
Cam Hamilton?
Yeah, like Monte Hamilton. And
how you know Monte and Cam?
I did my research, man. That's all that is.
Bro, don't do that to me, bro.
We in here, man. We in here.
Okay.
So you want to start from the school days? Like, where you want to go?
I didn't go. You know what? I only went to school. God, that's fucking, bro. You know who Noir War is?
Yeah, I know.
Don't do that, bro. Don't fucking start. Don't start freaking me out. Don't start freaking me out. That's tight though. That's a really yeah. Shout out Cam and Monte. Those my niggas, but I'm not from there. Okay. But I went to school with them for about 2 years. Okay. When we finally got out the hood. Yeah.
Yeah. What was it like growing up in the hood? Like growing up with them?
I grew up in the Central West End. I'm not like I ain't gang bang affiliated, but I grew up in off the tracks. Mm-hmm. So I went to school. But I also was privileged enough to go to school with white people, you know. So I lived in the city, but I went to school with some very privileged white people. So I went to Parkway West, but I lived in the slums. So yeah.
So did you play sports in school? I know you played.
I didn't play no sports. I tried, but I couldn't stay in school. I got kicked off the football team for some silly shit when I was a freshman. I didn't know it was worth getting kicked off for. Other than that, nigga ain't been trying that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't stuck to nothing for too long. I wish I would have.
Why not? Why didn't you stick to it?
I don't know, man. I just wasn't focused in school. So, that's a good question, yeah.
I'm just curious because, I was always wondering, who is Deizil? You feel me?
Yeah.
So I know you did a lot of some work with, Lil T, Wolfgang, and Randy Ray and whatnot. So, like, how did that transition?
Now, Randy Ray, I haven't worked with Randy Ray. I would love to work with Randy Ray. Randy Ray cold.
Man, you sure?
Randy Ray cold.
Hey, Randy Ray is also rising up there in that R&B, transitioning.
I like Randy Ray. Well, Randy Ray he kind of got like that whole, like, I always tell people, if I'm not from Alton, so I'm always going to notice the people in Alton. Mm-hmm. Randy Ray got a radio sound. Like, he has that, you know what I'm saying? You can see him on the radio. You feel me? Like, he got that. He embodied Randy Ray. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And shout out Money to Plug. Shout out Man Millet. Shout out all of them. I see everybody's talent. Hopefully I get to work with, some people here one of these days. Marvier.
Hey, shout out Marvier.
But shout out my niggas C. Jilla. Shout out, McVeigh. Niggas that's, we making that happen. People know our name. We relevant too. Everybody out here relevant. We all on the same sheet of music.
So what was it like working with Lil T and Wolfgang?
Lil T?
Yeah.
Who's Lil T?
Lil T, is it LT?
LT. LT, that's my cousin. That's my peoples. And L's in Atlanta right now. We made like 1 or 2 songs, but Wolfgang, that's my nigga. Like Wolf, he wound up moving away, man. He had to get out the Midwest. So, shout out Wolf. But it was a great. I would anybody I worked with. It ain't nobody specific, Yeah.
I know you also had like a little transitional period where you said you were making posts that you didn't want to promote any smoking or any marijuana or whatnot.
When?
Hey, you said it. You made the post, man.
Man, you gotta give me some time.
Don't make me pull it back up. I got the receipts, man.
I'll pull it up.
Yeah.
But I'm just asking specifically because there was a time in my life where I had hit a little bit of a spiritual phase until I came up with my own philosophy.
That's probably what it was. You feel me? Because it was way back when, in like I think 2016.
Yeah, I think around that time I was.
Lots going on, man.
It was a lot going on. I mean, I felt like I felt like I found God, and right now me and his relationship is what it is right now. But back then, I was with the church. I guess people would say,
So this was like in high school, middle school time.
Yeah, right around the end of my high school year, I started to figure like all of that little part out, my spirituality. But yeah.
So when did you become Deizil and start rapping?
When did I start rapping, man? My homeboy, I had a homeboy named Landon. Well, I got a homeboy named Landon. How y'all doing? Don't mind us. Y'all more than welcome to come up here. Do y'all thing. When did I start rapping? When did I start rapping? I started rapping probably, my friend Landon put me on with the music. So I had a friend who lived in the city, and we was probably not like the hippest dudes. We was kind of like the lames on the street, but everybody knew about us, and I had a homeboy named Landon. And the earliest I can think of probably 2000 and, damn man, you hit me with some good questions. 2000 and, when did I start rapping?
Yeah. Well, let me ask.
It was definitely probably at least no later than 2008.
No later than 2008?
No later than 2007, 2008.
I was gonna say, do you even label yourself a rapper?
I'm not a fucking rapper. I'm an entertainer, and that's a great question, because there's a difference. I'm not a rapper, because tonight, if you stick around, you might hear me do karaoke, some fucking early 90s shit, some 70s songs, Blondie to fucking Nirvana to fucking NWA to motherfucking Kodak Black. I'm all over the place, so, I ain't no rapper. Whatever I can be Deizil on, I'm gonna be Deizil on.
Because that was actually gonna be my next question. What was it like performing with a live band, my man?
That's actually my next move, man. I'm actually supposed to be starting some shit. I'm in the works right now, and I got a few friends, and if we can sonically sound good and motherfuckers we on the same page and we Gucci, we gonna make, I'm gonna be that nigga for that band shit. I feel limited as a rapper, so I hate for people to just categorize me as a rapper, even though I stand strong with it because I'm a strong lyricist.
Okay. So, I know a couple of your songs, you definitely put a lot of lyricism. So, when you saying that you're now working with the band and trying to do that, now are you what was it like working in your first music video with Vickmont?
My first music video with Vickmont is probably my most viewed music video, and shout out Vickmont, because that nigga, he grinded, like, before anybody was out here, like, just shooting music videos, and they, like, Vickmont was that, you know what I'm saying? He was that name when you wanted a video and you heard somebody was doing it for the Lolo. So, Vickmont is probably my most viewed music video. It's probably over a couple 5K, and, it is whatever you throwing out there, the views or not, that is my most viewed music video. So always a pleasure working with Vickmont because he got that clout. You feel me?
Yeah. Do you have any other your favorite producers or any videographers that you really like working with?
My favorite producers and videographers. My favorite producer, hands down, is my nigga KP the engineer. And KP, he done worked with everybody and their mama in St. Louis. I'm talking about, and I ain't discrediting nobody else because I might not know him, but as far as me, my favorite, the history is there. We got chemistry. I can pull up on him and, what's up with it? It's been a minute. How you doing? You know what I'm saying? We ain't talked since, but it's always, that chemistry of always, that history of working together for 10 plus years. So KP, he done been with me from the jump, but he's my favorite producer to work with. Wolfgang is a fire-ass producer. My boy Adrian Brown, my motherfucking nigga McVeigh, Music Lab out here in Wood River. Man, that's somebody that worked for it. McVeigh's Music Lab, shot with McVeigh.
Okay, all right. Now, since you said that Wolfgang and KP, you said KP, right?
Wolfgang probably not my favorite producer. Ooh, I'm sorry, I hate that. Wolfgang probably not my favorite producer, but as far as like producing beats organically, I love what he did. But what was your question?
I was gonna say how you work with like Unknown.
I love Unknown. I have not worked with Unknown outside of he shot one music video with me. One music video for me. And, you know, I love that music video to this day. You know, that's probably around the earliest time where I kind of like promoted the guns and shit and the money, because I'm not really that type of rapper. I just do that shit for people mainstream.
Right.
I know that somebody gonna say, damn, this nigga, you know, he rapping with guns and shit in the video, but are you listening to me? So, you know, as far as Unknown, yeah, shout out Unknown. That nigga, him and Money the Plug, boy, come on, stop playing.
I'm guessing like you really rock with him, huh?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, what got you rocking with him so heavily?
Well, you know, Darius, I made music with Darius back in the day. I made music with, like when I first moved out here, I met his hooping ass on the motherfucking court, and that nigga was dunking and shit. And then I was talking to him about my homeboy McVeigh music studio, because McVeigh got that shit going. And then we was just trying to put the word out. And that lets you know that me and McVeigh go back too, as far as anybody that's solid since I moved out here. So, yeah, me and Darius kicked it off. We made 2 songs. I think he might have released them, but I didn't feel confident about my part. But if he released them, that's tight. But that was 5-6 years ago. Probably more than that, man, because I've been out here since I met my girl, you know.
So you're really happy with what his come up is?
Hell yeah, I ain't no hater. I'm all for everybody. Darius, that nigga, man, look, Darius can rap and he want it, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, man, Miller and all of them like that for real. I know Randy Ray a little bit, but you know, not to discredit or, you know, everybody out here trying to get it. Like, it ain't, I fuck with everybody. Everybody out here getting it, plain and simple. Everybody out here grinding. Everybody, but on a personal level, I have probably more of a personal relationship with the Alton scene of Money the Plug and Unknown. So.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So what's now? I know that you're a dad now. You're talking about how you were spiritual then, and you're kind of in and out with marijuana and kind of start promoting money and violence now. So what is it like being a father?
I don't promote violence. I promote retaliation. So if anybody ever looked at my shit and they see the guns in my shit, or they ever listen to my music, and none of my music am I rapping about being a Call of Duty ass nigga. I'm not rapping about. Oh shit, we good?
Yeah, we good.
I'm not rapping about shit that I do on Call of Duty. I'm rapping about shit that I do in real life, you know, to some extent, you feel me? Mm-hmm. Like, what was your question? I got a little lost when I asked for everything good. And my nigga, who really wanted as far as producers? We work together. That's my brother. I don't label him a producer. My nigga, New Religion, the truth though.
Is he a producer? I thought he was
that nigga produced all his shit. Like that, if that is not in, you know, if anybody out here that I think deserve, you know, they roses, you know, they flowers or whatever, that nigga New Religion, like, he cold. I don't know how people sleeping on him. He got his own sound.
How'd you stumble upon New Religion?
I met New Religion here at the Conservatory.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you started working
through my boy TKS, Tevin. Shout out Tevin.
Okay, shout out Tevin. So you started working here, and then you kind of started bumping into all these artists and everything, started kind of like working there.
No, for the most part, I started working here when they opened. So I met everybody probably about, you know, I know Tevin since I started hooping. So we used to go up to Salute back in the day. I know a lot of people. So,
okay.
You know, it didn't ever start here. It started when I moved here, and I met people through time. You know, like almost 9 years, about 9 years. Probably about 8-9 years since I've been with my girl.
Okay, because you said, and then the original question was, you said that you don't promote violence, you promote retaliation.
I promote retaliation.
So what does that mean?
I promote, if a motherfucker try you, you gotta do what the fuck you gotta do. Now, I'm all for, you know what I'm saying, I don't believe in brothers killing brothers, and I mean that, but if a nigga gotta, you know, if you gotta step up to the plate, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Right.
You know, I'm not out here on no bullshit, but you know, the devil out here and niggas be hating, so. And if you gotta step up to the plate, it is what it is. Now listen to all my music, you ain't gonna never hear me talking about shit that I don't do. It might be a harder rap song, it might be a little bit of a different delivery as far as like the visual, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, are you listening to me? That's the problem. A lot of people don't listen to what the music is promoting. My music, for the most part, if you listen to my shit, that nigga, they gonna be like, damn, that nigga Deizil rapping about what he be on for real. So
Conscious rap.
I'm very conscious.
I see that.
Yeah.
So what's next on the agenda for you, man? Like you got like an EP or a album dropping anytime soon?
I plan on putting out like some type of project here, so I don't know, man. A lot of that stuff just in the works. I'm really just trying to go with the flow, because I know how I go when I speak it. You know what I'm saying? When, don't talk about it, be about it.
Right.
So that's really what that's about.
Do you have any artists that you plan on or anything that you're excited about working with next?
Who do I plan on working with next?
Yeah.
Whoever want to work with me. If a motherfucker don't act like they exclusive, because I don't feel like I'm exclusive. I feel like we all on the same level. Everybody. I don't think nobody is better than nobody. And shout out my nigga Kingy. Shout out everybody that be popping out. It's a lot of people out here in the scene instead of like specific people that everybody pointing out. And guess what? At the end of the day, the people that we always hear about is still on the same level as the people that we don't hear about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just how I feel. I'm very humble,
Hey, you speaking facts right now. Speaking facts.
I just try to keep it real.
So now that you work at Conservatory, you're an established artist, you're a father now.
Yeah. Shout out my baby mama, whatever funky ass.
You're getting yourself established in the area, especially in Conservatory. And are you planning on bringing any big acts to the area or doing anything special at Conservatory?
Do I plan on doing anything special? I'm always thinking about the next move, especially for the Conservatory, because this is a dream. Like, a lot of people don't know, but like in Alton, it's a small town. Bruh, this place is a fucking hidden gem. I don't get how you a musician or whatever it is, because it's not just the musicians. Obviously, if you do what you do as far as showing people what the Conservatory look like, this place, we got Mike Snyder, running art shows and shit like that. The Conservatory is a hidden gem. If you're an artist, you should be here, whether it's music or you doing art, because, you know what I'm saying? I'm not finna promote everything like that, but bring your motherfucking ass here to the Conservatory, because this shit is a blessing, and I don't think a lot of people know that it's here. So, obviously, it's not right next to downtown, but this motherfucker, this is a spot. This is where I'm at. This is where you gonna find me.
How many, what kind of people normally do you see at Conservatory?
What type of people?
Yeah.
Man, what kind of question is that? Like, what type of people?
What type of?
What is the crowd?
Yeah, what's the crowd like?
The crowd is obviously that new era kids. You know what I'm saying? Those kids that ain't on that racist shit, that silly shit. You know what I'm saying? We offer everybody rights, and I'm all for everybody rights as a black man, you know what I'm saying? Because I know what it's like to be a minority, so, this the spot to be.
You definitely
Misfits.
Right.
So the Misfits. You can see yourself a misfit?
I don't even know what that is. I recognize the name, Misfit. I recognize that name.
Why would you wear social outlaw, antisocial?
Am I antisocial?
No, that's a bad way of wording it. Are you rebellious? You can see yourself rebellious.
In what aspect? Like, am I rebellious as far as the law, or am I rebellious as far as like who I am and I'm happy with who I am?
Yeah, let's go with that one.
Hell yeah, I'm very. All right, welcome to Goldies Room, where the music is hot and the vibe is chill. I'm Deizil. Shout out my boy Ruby, and shout out y'all for being dope in the motherfucker. Be yourself, never fit in. Yeah.
I do it for my motherfucking move. Blood, that's my fucking cuz. Them my fucking niggas know what's up. Acting kinda sus. Call your fucking bluff. Lighters in the earth. Show a nigga love. Motherfucking blood, that's my fucking cuz. Them my fucking niggas know what's up. Acting kinda sus. Call your fucking bluff. Lighters in the earth. Show a nigga love.
Get down, nigga, get down. Lay low, nigga, sit down.
With the top-notch charge, for real. That's what means. Alright.
Go dummy car.
Come out blasting, we bout matching. Energy is up for grabbing. Never slacking, never lacking. Kill a pussy, then teabagging. I'm a savage with bad habits. Living lavish, wrecking havoc. That's the cabbage, send the addict. Mail a package, check the baggage. I'm the shit and he's a bitch. Bitch say she so over it. I might slip and dip my dick. Fuck like rabbits in the ditch. Rabbit hole deep enough just to say you out your mind. Pack a bowl, lungs are tough. I'm in traffic on my grind. In and out, I do my thing. Order me some chicken wings.
See where I can post a pain. Pull up deep with all my game. I just stay up out the way. Roll it up with Mary Jane. But she called me Major Pain. A smooth out like Daddy Kane. I don't need to stun up front. That's my business in a blunt. Matter of fact, I mean a joint. Never stuff, we roll on point. They just know that I'm gon' ball. Knock me down and watch me fall. But I walk before I crawl. Just like Jesus did us all. Not subliminal, I'm original, not a criminal. It's medicinal, on my pinnacle. Feeling cynical, off this pivotal, put on clinical. Here's the task, and this your mission. Retaliate, pray repentance. Only Lord know why he's distant. On the shirt, still fact or fiction. Come out blasting, we out matching. Energy is up for grabbing. Never slacking, never lacking. Kill a pussy, empty bag. I'm a savage with bad habits. Living lavish, wrecking havoc. That's the cabbage, send the addy. Mail a package, check the baggage. Come out blasting, we out matching. Energy is up for grabbing. Never slacking, never lacking. Kill a pussy, empty bag. I'm a savage with bad habits. Living lavish, wrecking havoc. That's the cabbage, send the addy. Mail a package, check the baggage.